So I'm back for a second video, and I thought this might be some use to some people. This is my family's secret recipe, I guess not so secret after this, of making the perfect Scotch pancake. You know, the difference between a Scotch pancake and an American pancake, in my experience, is that an American pancake is quite savoury, and that's why you need to add so much maple syrup or whatever syrup you're going to be chucking on it to make it sweet. You know, I had a terrible experience when I was younger. I went to Lake Tahoe, and you know, in England, waffles are always very sweet. You know, you've got McVitie's who make a brilliant waffle. If you've ever had it, I think it's McVitie's. Yeah, and they're really sweet, and they come in like packed in cellophane, and you toast them, and they're great. But I went to Lake Tahoe and I saw what I thought were either like McVitie's or Belgian waffle on the side at the breakfast bar, and I think I was about 15, and I went to go and have one, and normally I'd just eat them without toasting them, and took a bite into it, and it was like, I don't know, it was just baking soda and salt, and it just wasn't very good. So yeah, that's what a Scotch pancake is, and this recipe kind of makes the fluffiest Scotch pancakes. And what's different about my recipe is that there's no weights, but it's like a golden ratio. So, and then when you're adding liquid to it, you've got to kind of get it to a certain thickness. So my golden ratio, or my family's golden ratio, is to have twice as much flour as you've got sugar. Okay, so if I was going to do, I'm gonna do 8 tablespoons of flour, which is self-raising. You know, it's kind of a bit here and there. For an 8 one. There you go, 8. And now I'm going to do 4 of sugar, which, you know, can seem a bit excessive, but when you make them, they're really, really exceptional, as you'd imagine with that much sugar. And then, I know it's self-raising flour, but, you know, you just grab this. I'll just grab the whole thing, it doesn't matter. And then about a teaspoon of baking powder. Right? And then outside of that is very simple. 1 egg, fresh. You know, these are from my own chickens, so I'm a bit biased. There you go, there's that. And then I eyeball this. Now look at that yolk. About there. Just mix it. Too dry. Keep on mixing it. And then I'll be back in a second once I've mixed it up. So now we get to the making. It's pretty simple. Using the Buckingham 8-inch cast iron pan that I seasoned in the last video, which to you should be a couple of days, but to me was, I don't know, 2 hours ago. So generally what I do is I'll get a little bit of butter, because I just put some sunflower oil in there. Get a little bit of butter, chuck that in there, just for flavour really. I quite like butter on my pancakes. Alright, that's cool. As you can see, it's been a couple of minutes since I showed you. The dough's thickened up a little bit as the flour's hydrated after being mixed in the batter, which is perfect. And then I'll just pour it in, and we'll watch together. There you go. Beautiful. Yeah, these are really simple. You've just got to make sure that you're on a low heat, so you firstly don't burn the pancake, and you know there's just a point at which the pancake's ready, and that's what I'm going to show you. This is what you're starting to look for with this kind of recipe of Scotch pancakes, sweet American pancakes, you know, whatever you want to call it. And it's as these bubbles start to rise on the surface. I know that at this point where these bubbles, large bubbles, are starting to rise and open up, this is the point at which you need to flip the pancake. So I'll try and do it one-handed without messing up. Oh, see, that's a little bit too far gone, but it's still beautiful. That is the underneath of that pancake. I've just flipped it over. See, look, it's very spongy. I'll rip it open just to show you. Look at that. Look at the inside of that. Beautiful. Slightly, you know, I'll leave them for a minute just to steam. So we'll do another one. This one, hopefully, because the first one's always a bit of a freebie. You know, the second one's generally where it'll look really beautiful. It's a panel. Just got that. Anyway. I'm going to go for an earlier turn this time. I won't leave it as long. A couple more bubbles and then I'm happy. There you go. Maybe this burner might be a bit wrong, but if, you know, it'll be fine. You know, this is just a rough and ready way of doing it. You know, these pancakes are exceptional. It's probably got something to do with the sugar, but, you know, you don't eat pancakes because you want in some kind of virtuous snack. You want in something sweet. There you go. That's my triple stack that I've just done then. As you can see, they're very soft and squidgy, which is beautiful. And then what I do, I take some of this maple syrup and I'll pour it on. Look at that. And that's my secret recipe for a Scotch pancake, a sweet American pancake. So this is my esteemed colleague Sim, giving me a taste test of a bit of the leftover batter. What do you think? Thumbs up. Oh, that's great.